my part. You gotta believe you can do anything. This is the revolution.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a fantastic day. This is the Info Junkies. I'm your host, Steve. My co-host, Quan.
What's going on?
This is Sports Talk, where we talk about all things sports. And Quan, unfortunately, my Nationals let me down.
I'm not a huge Nationals fan, but I wanted them to win. They barely lost, so it was a close game.
They lost 9-8. I mean, full disclosure, I truly only care about one baseball team, and that's the Nats. That's the only team I truly care about.
We always lose to the same team every single time.
It's just we've been to the playoffs the last four of the last 6 years, and we lose in the first round every single time. And
that was a heartbreak.
The main five, Worth, Bryce Harper, Strasburg, Gio Gonzalez, and they're getting older. You got a bunch of guys about to be up for free agency in the next year or two.
During the offseason, they're gonna make a few moves.
Yeah, they have to make a few moves because can we at least make it to the second round?
But this is a solid group of guys. I feel like on management, I think I read a report saying that they're going to make some changes as far as management. I'm not sure what position, but it's certain people in management that might be a switch there.
Yeah.
So the team in general is going to be some changes. But inside of me, it's like it needs to happen. But I really like the squad. Because we've just been consistent. Every year, we're right up there.
Yeah.
We got to get over the hump and not play the same team.
Yeah, and I've been a fan of Strasburg ever since he came into the league. I love him. I love him. He's been a major boost to the Nats. I love Bryce Harper. He's a great hitter. I just hope they can put it together. And as of right now, whoever beats the Cubs, you are the greatest ever. All I care about is the Cubs losing because they beat us.
Yeah.
So that's all I care about right now. Moving on to the NBA. NBA season is launching tonight.
Yes.
Was it Boston and Cleveland?
Yes.
And Houston and
Golden State.
Golden State. Those are two really good games to kick off the season.
I just can't wait for the season to start because it's been so much drama over the offseason. All these players getting traded to all these different teams.
Different players getting traded, the whole stuff with the Ball family.
I can't stand them, but right. And then it's all this drama with LeBron and Kyrie.
Yeah.
LeBron posts stuff on Snap. You got Kyrie posting stuff on Snap. This is back and forth stuff.
Yeah, you got all that.
And then you got Golden State, this juggernaut of a team that's just sitting back and looking at everybody else like, look, we still gonna win. So.
I think this is. You kind of initiated the era of super teams. All it is about forming a super team. But you have to because you gotta try to beat Golden State. They are the super team to beat. So
but here's the thing, though. A lot of people think that OKC is going to beat Golden State because they added Carmelo Anthony and then Paul George. So Russell Wilson, Paul George, Carmelo. They're not going to beat Golden State. I'm just keeping it simple. They're not going to beat Golden State.
I don't see how.
Carmelo Anthony is an ISO baller. Then you got
he's old.
Russell. Yeah, he's getting up there. Then you got Russell Westbrook, which is another ISO baller. You got two ISO ballers that need the ball in their hands in order to do something. You're not going to win. The way Golden State plays, they're a team.
Yeah.
They got a team.
Even though I can't stand LeBron James and I can't stand when he went to Miami, you can't say that Miami wasn't playing as a team. They were. D Wade stepped down from his role as leader of the team and let LeBron lead the team, and he and Bosh and those other guys and Ray Allen when he came over, they really played as a team, and that's why they won 2 championships.
Team ball is the best type of basketball.
Right.
Just like look at the Spurs. Another example, they play team ball. Like I said, the Warriors, what makes them so great is not only their talent, but again, they play team ball. If you ever watch them play, look how many touches, every time the ball is going around before the ball goes up. It's like 3-4 people touching the ball.
Oh, yeah.
That's how basketball should operate. Team ball, passing the ball around, get people moving. You shouldn't be ISO ball so much.
You look at the Spurs, but when they used to have their big three, Parker and Duncan and Ginobili, that was all team.
And even now, the Spurs still do.
Yeah, same thing. Or look at the old school Celtics when you had KG and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce. Man, they once again team ball. They played. That's how they beat the Lakers when the Lakers were that powerhouse team.
That hero ball is not going to last long.
Yeah,
it could probably get you to to the playoffs, most definitely, because they're talented. I mean, they're loaded. They're very talented, but it's going to get them to the playoffs and like the first or the second round. That's pretty much it. Once they run into a good team like San Antonio or Golden State, they're going to lose. Right. Those teams they don't just play iso ball. Of course, they got good iso players. You got KD, you got Curry, you got Thompson. They're good iso players, but then they have good team ball. They work together well. So combine that with their talent.
Right.
That's what makes them unstoppable because they do the best of both play styles. So OKC, I don't see them going far. The Rockets are interesting because they added Chris Paul.
Right.
So that's a good team.
It should be interesting.
This season's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
As always, I probably won't follow the season. I mean, when it comes to the NBA, the best basketball is the playoff basketball. That's when everybody's got to come out swinging. So I mean, I'm always interested in playoff basketball. I mean, to me, it's just way better than the regular season.
Not a true basketball enthusiast.
I mean, you can probably say that. I mean, I'm not. I played basketball in high school, but I mean, I'm only 5'8", so I mean, that should tell you enough about why I didn't do good in basketball.
I mean, even to keep it local, because we're in the D.C. area, the Wizards,
right?
They didn't add too much.
They didn't do too much in the offseason.
Yeah, I think they re-signed Otto Porter to this big contract.
Yeah, I think
like that. I don't like Otto Porter. I mean, he had one okay year, and he wants a max deal. I mean, I know that's how the NBA operates now. It's kind of a year-to-year basis. Mm-hmm. That's going to depend what your worth is. But I don't like Otto Porter. He had one solid year last year, and the year before that, he was plagued with injuries, inconsistent play, and now he wants a max deal. You want John Wall money? You want Bradley Beal money?
Nah.
No, Bradley Beal is worth that much.
Well,
John Wall is worth that.
Both of them are definitely worth
and John
that
Wall
much.
just signed another huge mega contract with Boston. But he's worth every single penny.
John Wall needs to sign mega contracts until he retires.
Yeah, John Wall is worth every single penny.
And I want Bradley Beal to stay here until he retires too. I mean, because once again, when you look at where the Wizards were 5 years ago versus where they are now, I can actually go out and boldly say I'm a Wizards fan. Before it was like, I just like individual players.
Take pride in it. I'm a Wizards fan.
Right. I mean, now I'm a Wizards fan. Hey, we went to the second round. We're doing good in the playoffs.
And the East is going to be pretty much
3 teams.
Yeah, just 3 teams. We're going to have Cleveland, Boston, and then
the Wizards. Other than that, I don't see anybody else.
The West is so weak. Everybody is on the West. The West is so low. The West is what's going to be interesting. Yeah. That's going to make the season like, wow.
Well, I remember, what was it, a few years ago, wasn't it? The Pacers were up there too, but I don't think they're...
Yeah, but Paul George, that's when they had Paul George.
Well, yeah, because they're gone now.
Grant Hill, David West.
Yeah, Paul George went to...
Paul George with the OKC.
Right.
Yeah, so the West is stacked from top to bottom.
Yeah, the West is going to be...
Even the Timberwolves stacked. That team...
The West is where you're going to really have to... I mean, you can toss up which of the 3 of the East are going to go to the...
I picked the Wizards.
You picked the Wizards?
Over Boston. I'm not picking Cleveland. So that's just...
Well, I mean, I don't want Cleveland. I mean, I want the Wizards to finally...
The Wizards would have played Cleveland last year.
Yeah, that's a toss up. I mean, because last year it definitely was. Now, I don't know how we would have stacked up versus.
But the Wizards always play
Golden
Cleveland
State.
close.
But,
well, I'm not talking about Golden State. That would have been the L.
But against Cleveland.
But yeah, Cleveland.
The game in Washington against Cleveland last year, we came close to beating them, and then we went to Cleveland and beat them. So it was like, yeah, we matched up well against Cleveland. I think we still can because D Wade's older now. So I mean, it's not like D Wade is.
And they got Derrick Rose. He's a shell of his former self.
Derrick Rose always injured. I guarantee you, he's going to spend some time injured while he's playing. So it's not like he's going to play a whole season.
Now Boston is a heck of a good team too. So they got Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, Boston is going to be a team to reckon with.
So it's between those 3 teams.
It's going to be between those 3, but
the West.
The West is a toss up. I mean, between all of them. I mean, there's so many stacked teams.
But here's the thing, though. This was so crazy. A lot of people give Golden State flat. Mm-hmm. But what if they went to the finals again with the West so stacked as it is right now? You cannot argue that they're the best team because the West is better than ever. Every team is pretty much loaded.
Yeah, if they go to the championship again and win it,
you can't say nothing.
Yeah,
they're the best team.
That's definitely of our era. I mean, you can't really argue any team of this era that I can really would say was better than theirs.
And people try to say, well, the Spurs would have won because they was up 20 points before Zaza Pachulia's
Yeah, but I mean that's easy to say when
that was only one game.
Yeah, that doesn't hold water because once again, in football any given Sunday, but in basketball any game can be different.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, you go to the championship. I mean, Golden State was blowing them out, and then as you got closer and closer to the ending of the championship, the tables had almost flipped. So I mean, any game can be. It just depends on who shows up, how they show up, how they play. Do I see them dominating Golden State last year for 4 games?
They can hang with them.
They can hang. Don't get me wrong. They're
Not
not gonna
dominate.
They're not gonna be pushed over. I mean, it's gonna be a tough road ahead for anybody who plays the Spurs. But dominate,
No, I never agree with that premise.
at best, I see you giving them a run, giving Golden State a run for their money. But dominating,
You cannot dominate this team. You can't. You can't just dominate Golden State. You can't. So this season,
especially the way that
crazy.
KD plays. I mean, last year he was playing like his life depended on him getting that ring.
He's 7 foot tall that can shoot from anywhere.
I mean, he proved it.
He's
the team
the
here
best right now.
with Curry and those guys. Yeah, it's.
I don't see no one beating this. And then KD says over the offseason he's going to keep
take
taking
pay
less
cuts
money
so that
the
they
team
can
can stay
keep,
together.
yeah, they can so that if other players want more money, they can get it.
Lord, have mercy on every other team.
Can you? I mean,
Please.
First of all, KD to have that mindset in this modern free agency age, that's insane. To have the mindset of no, I'm going to take pay cuts.
Now, here's the thing, though.
So that
I heard that Klay Thompson. I think Klay might be leaving.
really,
I think Klay might be leaving.
like after this season.
I'm not sure when, but if anybody were to leave, I think Klay. Because I've seen a lot of reports saying Klay, you're gonna probably get his own team and all that stuff. But if KD's saying, look, just stay around, I'll take less money each time so you can get more money, so we can just stay
It
together.
might be enough to keep that cohesion.
If you're
together.
Klay, you're retarded if you leave,
I mean, but why would you want your own team? You're getting championships on this one.
and you're still one of the perennial all stars in the league.
Yeah, I don't.
So I mean, I'm not saying he's going to. I just saw a report. So
Well, yeah, I
you
mean,
take that with a grain of salt. But
in this era of fake news, I mean,
true. But Golden State is set for the next 3, 4,
Yeah.
5 years to just
So-
dominate.
basketball looks like it's going to be really interesting. So
Awesome.
I can't wait until
7:30 can't come fast enough.
yeah. Yeah. Just one little boxing story. We all watched, or at least knew about the whole McGregor Mayweather fight. One of the best fights. McGregor did pretty well against Mayweather. However, he is set up. From what it seems, he's setting it up where he's going to get a second fight against Paulie Malignia.
It'll be on the screen.
Yeah, it'll be on the screen. But this guy's a former two-weight world champion. Apparently, he had been training with McGregor while they were training he was training for the Mayweather fight, and they had some kind of falling out, and McGregor was putting his picture on like the punching bags and punching them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
So apparently, there's like this bit. So now they're in talks to have a fight with the two of them. So that should be interesting. I might try to check that one out.
Conor is at an all-time high right now off that Mayweather fight, and most people think, oh, his career was over. Dude, you
No.
understand?
He was only
He's an
28.
MMA fighter that went to boxing that went 10 rounds.
With a champion fighter. I mean, with one of the greatest fighters of all time. So, I mean...
His cachet is through the roof. So
Oh, yeah.
if anything, he's a better fighter, way bigger fighter than he was before.
I mean, honestly, if I'm Conor, I mean, do you really... The money is in boxing. The fame is... The fame is in boxing. The championship... The recognition is more in boxing. You've already accomplished a lot in MMA.
And
I'd go the boxing route and maximize my...
Here's the thing, though. That's what makes his cachet so great, because he went to boxing and did very well. Did very well.
Against a champ.
Because most people didn't give him a chance. I didn't give him a chance. I thought he wasn't going to last, not 10 rounds. I gave him like 4 or 5, something around that.
I felt that if Mayweather tried to play McGregor's game, that stand up and knock down fighting,
Yeah.
McGregor was going to win. Now, if Mayweather played his game, the make you miss, dodge, and get out of there, McGregor didn't really have a chance because he's not a long distance fighter.
And you saw that towards the end of the fight, McGregor got punished. I mean, you saw the difference
the first
between
6 rounds. He won 5 of the first 6 rounds. I mean, he clearly was just dominating. But once again, in UFC, at max, you're fighting 5 rounds. So once you get beyond 5 rounds, it's just like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, at first, people were scared of him. He was knocking guys out in 3 rounds. But then once you started getting guys who weren't afraid of him and would fight him long distance, long term, you find out that he honestly wasn't. When you get him past the first 4 or 5 rounds, he doesn't have much in the tank at probably around round 7. Right. So it's the same kind of thing.
That fight should be good.
And now we come to the NFL. Save the best for last. And it's still as chaotic as the last time we talked about it.
Yeah, Cowboys got a bad week, so I'm fine.
You guys were fine.
I was on cruise mode this week.
I was not.
Trust me.
Whoever watched the Redskins 49ers game,
y'all should have lost.
We shouldn't have.
Y'all should have lost.
No, the game was ours.
Garcon ruined the game. He made that clutch catch out of bounds.
He solidified a game that was a toss-up.
No, he solidified a game that was completely going towards the Niners' way. They was going to make that field goal and win the game. You know what it was. You plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth on that one.
You plead the fifth.
But no, my blood pressure was up. I was watching the game with my grandparents, and we were all stressing out, angry, especially when Hopkins missed that extra point. You
guys suck. I'm serious. The Niners almost beat y'all.
But it's not. But the Niners have almost beat everybody that they played. They could easily be 4-1.
See, guess what? I don't care about the teams. I don't care about this y'all. I am biased.
But I mean, the Niners legitimately could be 4-1 right now.
Yeah, they lost,
or 5-4-2, whatever.
They lost every game by less than 3 points.
So. Right. It's not like they're not good. It's just they make so many mistakes.
Telling you, I was watching that game from the beginning, and they had that game. I was rooting for them.
Well, ever since they switched in that second string, that new rookie quarterback, he clearly Hoyer has no job anymore. He's a backup now.
I saw the report. He actually took his job, so he is the starter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the other thing about when people talk about this whole thing with Kirk Cousins and his contract, and how the Redskins really need to sign into a contract, and they do. Dan Snyder, if you're listening, sign Kirk Cousins to a long-term deal. Pay the man. But I mean, at this point, what hasn't he done to earn his money? I mean, he's clearly on track to have almost 30 touchdowns, probably 3,500 passing yards, maybe 10 interceptions again.
At this point, you got to pay the man.
I mean, what hasn't he done? If we just are so lucky to make it to the playoffs and win a playoff game, that's all I ask for is actually just one playoff game. Super Bowl is not where my mind is. My mind is just one playoff game.
And at least you're not just these far-fetched fans that's not throws out some random. I'm like, come on, man. You gotta be realistic. I am a
realistic fan. I mean, don't get me wrong. If the Redskins had made it to a Super Bowl in my lifetime, I would cry my eyes out.
Of course, everybody.
But
everybody.
The last time the Redskins made it to the Super Bowl, I was not born yet. So if they ever made it to the Super Bowl in my lifetime, I will cry. But you have to be realistic with your team. You have to know where your team is. You can't start off the Super Bowl. That's not realistic for some teams.
I can't stand.
If you're a Patriots fan or a Patriots bandwagon fan, then yes, that's realistic because they're the Patriots. But when you're us and you're still trying to get there, you don't put yourself. You always want to expect the worst, but hope for the best. That's why whenever it comes to my team, I try to lowball my team as much as I can.
So when they supersede expectations,
they supersede my expectations. Well, okay, good job.
Right.
So that way, but I'm not highballing them to the point where they're like God tier, and then when they don't meet my expectations, now I'm pissed off, and now I want to burn all my jerseys and go riot. I mean, so.
Kirk Cousins need to get his money, seriously. I thought this year he was going to have his money. They still didn't pay him. What else did the man have to do?
But in regards to this quarterback, I don't know. San Fran may have found a winner with this guy. They may have found a winner with this guy.
Solid.
He is clearly. I mean,
he's better than Hoyer. So
he's definitely better than Hoyer. And I think if you build around, if you say, look, we're not gonna fish for something that we may or may not get. We're going to solidify around him. Now, I know Kyle Shanahan and the Shanahans have wanted Kirk Cousins for a long time. That's one of the reasons why they're not coaching with the Redskins anymore, is because they wanted Kirk Cousins and Dan Snyder wanted RG3.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you got to say, is it about what I want or is it about what we can do for the team?
Yeah.
You know, so this guy Beathard, however you say his name, this guy to me, he looks legit. He really, you could clearly see he ran that offense way better than Hoyer. They move. I mean, because once again, in that first quarter, that first half, we dominated. That game was ours.
It was over. Yeah.
And then when he switched in, it was like the whole team dynamic was different.
And it came back.
Yeah, and then
he put him in position to win.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for Garcon, they would have won that game.
I'm still gonna plead the fifth on that.
You can plead the fifth all you want. Any realistic Redskin fan knows y'all want to take that L. You know it.
We take a win any way we can get it.
Ridiculous. Y'all ridiculous.
Going around the league, the Jags.
They lost.
But it looks
To the
like
Rams.
The Rams losing to the Rams now is actually not a bad thing. I mean, because they're
doing good.
One of the top teams, and I mean, I personally think that Sean McVay is probably going to lead them to a Super Bowl. I mean,
eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Not this year. I don't think this year. I don't think it's them. Actually, this year, even though KC seems like they're on a down, KC is still my pick to go to the bowl.
Yeah, KC, the Steelers beat them, and it was just a matchups game. The Steelers played them well.
Yeah, the Steelers.
The Steelers did good. They play Kansas City well all the time. So
yeah,
I wasn't totally surprised by that loss by Kansas City, but Kansas City is still one of the best teams in the league still. So this loss doesn't change my opinion on them at all.
But it seems like the league is getting past this whole anthem protest thing because the Jags apologized.
Well, Kaepernick not. So.
Well, Kaepernick is trying his best to make sure he never plays another down in the NFL again.
By filing that grievance against the NFL.
I mean, and then his grievance that they colluded to make sure that he's not going to get a job. You got to have some strong evidence to make. And when I was reading an article, it doesn't before we started the show, and it's like it doesn't seem like he has a smoking gun.
He doesn't.
And that's the thing. It's like
this is a 1 in a million case.
So now you're suing you're filing a grievance just to file a grievance.
He's doing it because this is his last chance to play football. But by doing this, you just submitted your career 100% now.
Exactly, because now what owner is going to want to touch you? Because now not only are you a financial liability, not only are you a economic liability, but now you're a legal liability.
And who wants that on their football team?
Right. I mean, I'm sorry. Why would I give you a job when you might sue me 5 minutes down the road? I mean,
Kaepernick is just ruined.
I mean, just career, like, man. And that's why people were trying to throw. There was a petition started in Green Bay to get Kaepernick signed in Green Bay because the Aaron Rodgers injury, and it's like, why would they do that to themselves? He's a distraction. They have the biggest distraction they could ever have right now, in that Aaron Rodgers is injured.
I feel so sorry for Green Bay fans. Actually, I take that back. I don't feel sorry for Green Bay fans.
I don't feel sorry for Green Bay fans.
I can't stand Green Bay.
I can't stand them either.
I take that back. I'm happy he's hurt.
Because they, especially the Green Bay fans, we know, God, they're so smug and arrogant because of Aaron Rodgers. And if not for Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay would be.
And as a Cowboys fan, every Cowboys fan out there hates Green Bay. So.
Well, we don't, because the last time we played them, we shredded them. So
like you, I don't care about you.
So Redskins fans out there, we're like, hey, it's not a big deal anymore.
I was so happy. I was like, yes, he's out for the season. I don't got to worry about that man no more. I'm happy.
Yeah. Too bad he didn't injure his shoulder before your game.
Hey, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But it does seem that the Packers are on a down. The Raiders are on a down. The Raiders completely surprised me, because they were actually my first pick to go to the Super Bowl before the season started, till KC just started going off.
It surprised me that Derek Carr even came back. I think he still has broken bones.
I think so.
He came back.
He's a tough dude. He's trying to earn that money.
I was watching games today. Is that Derek Carr? Wow.
He just got that big contract. He's trying to earn his money. But
if he gets hit one good time, he's right back on the sideline.
But they like we were talking about earlier, it looks like Pittsburgh and Arizona are on the up. Pittsburgh now, they finally dethroned Kansas City from being undefeated, so now there's no more undefeated teams.
Arizona had that one good game versus the Bucks. I mean, what to do? I mean, you beat the Bucks, clap. I mean,
it's just the way everything has come together now that they have AP. Because I mean,
We'll
AP
see next week.
clearly, yeah, we will see next week. But AP clearly has jump started them in a way that I think is going to translate not necessarily to a playoff season or to a long distance deep into the postseason, but to me it does jumpstart them to save this season because the season was clearly sputtering at best. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take away the credit. They won.
The problem is AP, Carson Palmer, Larry Fitzgerald. They're all old. I mean,
they're all over 30.
Yeah, so I mean, regardless of how they do this season, how do you know if they're going to be back next season? You know, AP, as far as a running back is concerned, he's well overstayed his running back's career. So I mean,
AP still got a little bit of gas in the tank, and he did very well his first game. I mean, his first carry of the game, he scored a touchdown. Yeah. So he did very well that game. Again, clap your hands. I just want to see next week because the Buccaneers aren't. That's not nothing to boast about, in my opinion. The Bucs aren't all that. So we'll see next week.
Right.
If he can do, I'm not expecting him to do the same exact thing because he did very well. But if he can have a really solid performance again next week, then I'm like, okay, he can probably do some things with this team. But one good game doesn't improve nothing to me. I mean, I knew he has the capability of pulling this type of games off all the time. I just want to see more of it because we haven't seen this AP in a long time.
You can do anything, This is the revolution, computed to your memory, living life for money, causing music, now that's everything. Take my words forever, they can't tell me a better way. And